Good evening, everyone. I welcome all the respected educator and obviously the Samsung team who help us in conducting this session. The topic of today's session is AI-powered learning, unlocking student success with data-driven insights. And Mr. Anurag Walia was kind enough in accepting our invitation to moderate this session. He is the founder and CEO of Aplus Technologies. And I request Anurag sir to please take this discussion ahead and make it more interactive with your interactive skills. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, and it's an honor to be amongst all the esteemed speakers. All of you are experienced and carries so much of experience in the field of education specifically, and there is so much to learn. And the reason I'm here is basically to learn. So I'm while I'm playing the role of a moderator. So in my view, and I have done few roundtables earlier as well, what I feel is that learning comes through experience. And what we also say many a times that individual experiences weighs more than what we hear from others. And that's why our own experiences leads to the learning. And that's how we operate in our day-to-day lives. So in a forum like this, typically it becomes a melting pot where you get to know about experiences of so many other people. And through those experiences, again, there is a lot of learning. Or if I have to put it in other words, the kind of learning which we can get here in next 2 hours, basis the experiences of each of you, can be probably the learning which I'll individually have to kind of work for a year or probably more than that. And then I might get the same insights which I can get in 2 hours. That's how I look at it. So today's the topic is AI, which all of us are hearing a lot. It's the buzzword, keyword. Everybody is it is touching everybody's life. Till few years back, it was something maybe which was supposed to come. But now even kids, young kids, they are also using AI. And AI is touching everybody. There is no one in the room who can say that AI is not touching his or her life. So it's absolutely omnipresent. And we'll discuss about it, there are things which an AI model does. It gives you certain advantages. It brings personalization. To me, it's something, which does not replace an educator. It does not replace a teacher. But it can become an assistant to a teacher. It can take care of the repetitive task which a teacher does. Ideally, a teacher is supposed to teach. But if we look at our system today, there are too many things which a teacher does over and above regular teaching. So those tasks probably can be outsourced to AI, and AI can manage it better. And at the same point in time, how do we ensure that the AI is used in the right context? It should promote learning, and it should not become an impediment to learning, because too much dependence on AI, let's say to solve an assignment, and that actually starts impacting the ability of a child or a student to think a lot and think and solve things. So how do we do that? And there are some challenges in terms of how do we implement it, how do we control it, how do we use AI in a way that it becomes an assistant to us and not a master to us. So those are the kind of things which we will discuss today. My name is Anurag Walia. I'm the founder and CEO of Aplus Technology Solutions. We are a distributor for Samsung. In addition to that, we are also into multiple solutions across verticals, including EdTech. I've been working with Tata Communications before starting this company for almost 2 decades. Done various roles in sales, marketing, strategy, technology. So with this introduction, I'll just request all of you to give a brief introduction of yours before we start discussing the AI, the nuances, the challenges, and so on. Thank you. So can we start from here?
Yeah. Hi everyone. Good evening. I'm Sanjeev Sharma, and I lead the team for Samsung for North and East region. And it's a privilege to be here amongst all of you, and we look forward for a engaging session on AI. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Devashish Dixit. I am the chairman of SBD International School, Bhadrak and Jajpur. I went into the field of education since 2013. Prior to that, I worked as a software engineer in different companies. So it's good to be a part of this team. We have so much of learned people all around and there's a lot to learn from everyone. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. Myself, Dr. Manoj Kumar Das. Since 2004, I went to this education era, and this is a group of institutions, Dadhichi group of institutions, that is KG to PG. So I am leading the chairman of Dadhichi group of institutions.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Babita Das, Managing Trustee of the Dadhichi Group of Institution. Since 2008, I am working with my husband, and I love to teaching and my teachers warm up and teachers grooming and students grooming and the parents grooming, all the things I am doing right now. And I'm happy to hear, looking all of you and listening all of you also. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sikata Das. I'm the director of Bhubaneswar Model Public School. I have been in education field since last 15 years and very excited and looking forward for a very fruitful discussion on AI. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Myself, Pavitra Rautrai, belongs to Krishna group of companies. In our group, we have an educational institute, that is Sri Krishna International School, and we are from LKG to class 12. And our main intention to create good peoples in the society. And Sir is part of our school also. Once upon a time, my son is reading in Blossom School. So we have a good relationship from that day. Okay, thank you to all. We get opportunity this kind of event. Thanks.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kumud Mohapatra. I'm the trustee of Sikshadaan International School. And we are into sustainable education since 2016. We have adopted nearby slums of Bhubaneswar and adopted more than 1,500 children from the slums. And thank you, Samsung Roundtable, to invite all of us. And thank you.
Good evening to all the dignitaries present here. It's really an honor to be here amongst such intellectual people. I'm Dr. Meghna Mishra from Cuttack. I'm the founder and director of Ashelles Public School. Yeah, almost 15 years of experience in education. It became a passion. From being an actor in Odisha, shifted to education completely. I've done my PhD in human resource management, and that's where I started generating a lot of interest in understanding people. Today I'm a certified parenting coach and also a career coach. And so I'm here to explore career options and career opportunities in AI so that I can guide the students and teachers to have a better future. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, thanks to ArdorComm Media for getting us all together here. I am Vikas Bahinipati. I have been associated as one of the founding members of Cohen International School. We call ourselves a new age school providing transformative education. My educational background, I have been MBA from Mastery School of Management in the Netherlands. I have worked in the corporate sector for about 19 odd years in different countries, different roles. After that, I came back and with our chairman, I have been one of the founding members in establishing Cohen International School. It's K-12 education is what we provide, and our intention has always been to provide IB, IGCSE best practices introduced into the education system of Odisha, and we have made great strides to that, and I'm so happy to be with all of you today to have a nice discussion on AI. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Debasis Mohapatra. I belong to a rural village from Balangir district, and I am the founder cum managing director of Tosali Vidya Mandir. It's a residential Odia medium school, and I must be, I think, the youngest entrepreneur in this event and the least experienced. And my career background is I am an MBA graduate with MA Economics, MPhil in HR, now pursuing PhD in consumer behavior. Thank you.
Mohapatra, an educationist having 25 years of experience in this field. I would like to have a good experience now, and I would like to learn from each one of you and like to know more about AI. Thank you.
Myself, Dillip Kumar Mishra, an educationist working since 1986 in the education field in different states of India. And I'm very much proud to be with all these educationists. I hope I shall learn something from you all about AI. Thank you.
Good evening to everybody. Myself, Dwarikanath Panda. I have nearly 40 years of experience in the education. But at this age, I come over here because about the AI. I know that some young people will be there. And always I am ready to learn some more things and to know about this. As in this field, the AI introduced in the schools, I eager to know about this. Whatever I know, that is the different. But I want to listen from all of you about this. On that interest, I am over here. I am the principal of Matrushi Anglo-Vedic School. I have, after roaming the different states in India, just at last I settled down in my town, Brahmpur. So thank you very much, and just listen from
you.
Good evening, all of you. First of all, I am too much grateful to ArdorComm, and I am very happy. I am Dr. Shujata Ghosh, Principal of Pranavallo Public School, Gohira, Ghoshipura, Keonjhar. Actually, our school is from nursery to standard 12 level, and I want to say only that today I want to be a good listener rather than a good speaker. I want to know each and everything about AI. Thank you all.
Jai Jagannath. I actually thought that I will be the youngest one, but already Debasis sir told that he is the youngest one. I don't know, we have to check the age. Yeah, AI will help you. First of all, I know few of them here by name, and one of them I know very well. So myself, Mr. Subrat Kumar Sarangi, I am heading the institution ODM Global School, which is one of the branch of the ODM educational group. I'm into the education industry since last 24 years. I'm surprised that I didn't expect that this particular session will comprise of so many people. When I trying to get some details about you, I got some up. Then I thought I'll be learning a lot of things. So when we talk about the education and AI, and specifically in the school, it's something little complicated, something little different, but this is the need of an hour, and this is not exactly going to replace something, but it is going to help us, because the word itself is telling artificial intelligence. So the intelligent is going to be artificial. So the most important thing here is that how we all can create a difference in our discussion, that is more important, and in return how we can deliver it to our teachers, that's more important. I'm pretty sure many of us here who have AI as a subject in our school, robotics as a subject in our school, computer, IT, ICT, CS, so many things are there. But how the artificial intelligence is going to help the school in a better way where the students really get the benefit out of it. So that's what I wanted to. When you speak about my experience, I don't want to exaggerate myself, but never mind. Coming to Bhubaneswar was definitely a blessing and mercy of Lord Krishna. Mr. Vikas knows very well. I was desperate to come back to Orissa because I was working in abroad for almost close to 2 decades and got an opportunity to work in India with a very tightly getting a job in India was literally difficult when you leave abroad and look really searching for a job. But never mind, Odisha, Bhubaneswar has drastically changed when I came here in 1996. I know we all know that education has become a pioneer of this place, and everybody is looking for best education in Bhubaneswar. So when we say AI, and particularly to the school, we all really need to work on it so that we can give the best to the student. Thank you, and really looking forward from all of you. And I would personally say that this session should also connect in future to all of us. Thank you so much. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm Nadia Mogbelpur. Good evening, everyone. I'm the founder director of Blossom School, you all know. Over 4 decades of experience in education. Presently, I've just completed my PhD in psychology, and the topic was very interesting. That's peace education, the management, efficacy of peace education on anger management in adolescents. So this is something which I don't know how far AI is going to help, but it's very interesting to know about it. So I also, as well as others, look forward to have a more fruitful, meaningful discussion today. I'm a passionate learner, and I'm sure I'll learn a lot today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm the founder manager, I'm Turaj Moghbalpur, founder manager of Blossom School since 1984. And still we are learning from everyone, from all the schools, from everyone. And thank you for inviting us. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Mrs. Mohapatra. I am the founder principal of Jupiter Public School. And today I am representing Jupiter Group of Institutions. We are having degree college and CHSC college, and I am the principal of CBSE. And I am having 27 years of experience. And as a principal, I am having 20 years. So I also, today I want to be an active learner here, because I know AI helps us a lot. And we are also using in our classroom. Still, I want to learn more from all the persons. And I am also agree with whatever Mr. Subrat Sarangi told. Just in Eastern region, we are the best, Bhubaneswar is the best for education. So AI must be integrated more in our education system so that Odisha will feel proud and Odisha will be a great place all over the world also. Thank you.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Hands down, I am the youngest one. So, without the size, I'm the youngest one though. Actually, I'm Smruti Sarika, existing for the TSG Gurukul, Time Scholar Gurukul, which was founded by my father since 25 years. We have been under a Gurukul culture. So technically, of course, we would be more in requirement of, rethinking education in 21st century with AI is what I believe, because new culture setting is very much important. And so today, with the discussion, at least we would get a podium to understand how and when and how, which way can our students be accommodated with this culture as well. So we're very much looking forward to it. Thank you.
Good evening. Myself, Dr. Kapileshwar Mishra, Director of IAPM, Kansbahal Roundtable, promoted by Government of Odisha, L&T and CEL. I think it is mostly for school, but I'm odd man out. I'm basically a civil engineer, PhD in civil engineering from IIT Kharagpur, along with a law degree. But AI, anyhow, it is required for all, not only for school, for all education system, but it has to, it should not create problems with the creativity of the students as well as the teachers. Sure. Thanks for the introductions. And, one good thing which I'm sure most of you would have seen is that there is, no negativity about AI from anybody. We haven't had any negative comment. There is lot of, a learning element. People are coming forward and they are saying they want to learn more about it. So there is an openness to learning. There is a willingness to learn, which is a very positive thing. And I'm sure, this will help us keep our discussions very positive. And just to, kickstart the discussion and to, warm it up a bit, I'll just invite views from any of you or even from all of you in that sense on how do you see AI as a concept, or maybe, since there are some inputs which have come where, some people would like to understand AI a bit more. So maybe I'll add a line or two more, and then we'll just open it up. So, see, the way AI or artificial intelligence works, in my view, and, these are standard definitions, it can be used typically to do tasks which are more routine, where you don't see value addition by human. Because there is no AI as such in our lives, probably till now, or maybe, up to a point in our lives. So everything has been done by individuals or by humans, whether they are adding value or they are not adding value. And while we talk about teachers, and one of the things which I said earlier also, teachers are meant to teach. That's their primary role. But if you look at the life of a teacher, and which all of you knows better than me, there are too many tasks which they do which are non-teaching stuff. But they are also essential. You can't say that, okay, if you don't do it, it doesn't matter. It matters. And teachers spend a lot of our time in the background working on their reports, doing assessments, sending homework, checking homework, planning for tests, and so on. So the primary job is to teach and to be very good in that. And imagine if you can have a system in which these routine tasks, which are not really adding too much value, can be outsourced. And it can be outsourced even to AI. Right now I'm just using the word outsource. And your teachers are free. And the only thing which they are supposed to do is to teach students, make them understand things better, make them better students, better learning. Then the level of education, the level of learning will anyways move up. Right? And there are multiple applications. So right now we are not getting into applications, but there are individual applications for individual stuff. Even applications which can create questions for a teacher, or create a question bank for a teacher for a particular lesson, and every time new questions can pop up. So with that, I would just invite views from the panel on how do you see the use of AI in education specifically. And these are views. As I said, there is nothing right or wrong about it. So, anybody can start on use of AI in the education vertical. What's your own perspective? So these, as I said, these are perspectives. How do you see it? What do you feel about it? What do you think AI can do for education in your own views? And then we will synthesize it. Yeah. Yes, ma'am, why not? Can we have the mic for ma'am, please?
Sir, I totally agree with you. As you said, the repetitive works, if we can do with the help of AI, then teachers can focus more on their curricular pedagogy. So even in our school also, we have 46 Samsung panels. Just now we installed all those panels. So we have actually 84, but last month we installed 46. The thing is, by using AI, what we are doing, we are keeping a track on the progress of the students. That is the best part which I like, because it is very difficult, because NEP 2020 is insisting on keeping a track record of the students, because the holistic development of a child should be recorded. I am from BJM school. I am working as a vice principal there. BJM school, Bhubaneswar. So the point here is keeping a track and mentioning the rubrics and the report cards and keeping those records for long years is very difficult, which decreases the workload of the teachers. This is number one. And coming to the individualized context of the students, when we are saying we need to cater all the students of a particular classroom, because all 40, every child matters. as NEP says. So what is possible is all the students have different pace of learning, and this AI technology enables us to keep a pace. Like we can record the things, everything is on screen, and the students can work out the things at their own pace. This is also a plus point of AI. I don't think any negative sense of AI, but I have only one question to this thing. By chance, if AI gives an incorrect answer, or by chance we are getting a wrong answer, may I know who is responsible for that? Whether the developer, whether the designer, whether the interpreter, or the end users of AI?
Okay, so first of all, ma'am, yeah, very good inputs from your side, and especially like the way you are looking at AI and the way you are using the AI. And you brought out an important point in terms of personalization,
yes,
right? So that's another task which becomes impossible for a teacher humanly.
Yes.
40 students are all different in some ways, right?
Yes.
And if we expect any teacher to give personal attention to all 40 in 40 different ways, giving 40 different kind of homeworks,
Without
for example.
Using AI is difficult.
It's impossible.
Impossible, right.
It's not possible at all,
yes,
right? So, yes, that's a very important point which you brought in. Now, in terms of the point which you said about a wrong answer coming in from AI,
yes,
right? See, typically most of the AI models are continuously learning. Okay?
Yeah.
So, there is a learning, so you kind of make the AI model learn, and then basis that learning, AI also develops some more capabilities of its own. And AI, none of the models are completely 100% correct as of now. So the answers which they give, and that's the reason I said it can be an assistant. You can't treat it as a master that, okay, whatever is AI is telling is the ultimate truth. No.
But the way you said, sir, we are also using the worksheets. Like
Correct.
we are creating the worksheets by using AI. That becomes easy for task of teachers.
Correct.
Becomes easy. But sometimes we find wrong answers.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. So, so it cannot replace a teacher. There are, I've also seen it personally, that sometimes there can be an erroneous answer. Or
Yes.
sometimes if it is a tricky question,
Yes.
then probably AI may, rather than giving an answer A, AI may give answer B, while in a debate, everybody will agree that answer A was better. So I've seen those things.
Was it the input was wrong, that's why we are getting the wrong answer?
Yes,
My question
that's right,
was
that's
that.
right, yes.
Was the input should be 100% correct to get the correct
It's
answer?
all about the inputs to the
Even
model, ma'am. So,
I
yeah, so
also,
the
yes.
model, yeah, so the way the model is being trained, that's how the model will respond.
Yes.
Right? It's the same thing, the way, as a teacher, if you teach students something which is a concept which is not right, they will learn this concept wrong, right? Because you have not taught them right. Similarly, it happens with AI. So the inputs are not right.
Yes.
Now, anybody who will use it, so it's not the user who is asking the wrong question, but the answer there is not right. So that's the reason the wrong answer is coming. And over a period of time, these things are also, like given back as a feedback to the developers, and then they correct it. So over a period of time, you will see that the accuracy levels are only improving.
Yes, definitely.
But no model which comes in the market will be 100% proof on day one.
Correct. Thank you, sir.
Sir, can I speak? No doubt, in NEP 2020, AI is a complete paradigm shift from the other educational policies. And AI has tried to create an inclusive classroom. There are very big diversity. Madam tell about the pace of different students' learning level. Though we teach to the Bloom's taxonomy in a different level of students, but it is quite difficult in while we are taking the diversity of rural peoples and the people who is having very good facility, but the question paper they are getting single one. And how the AI can help for the rural students with respect to the diversity to make it inclusive, and how the classroom situation can correlate with all its stakeholders like parents, management, curriculum, board, and administrative sector also. So how AI can give its contribution to the schools. We are working for the library, we are working for all other classrooms scenarios. But with simultaneously, if AI can help in these regards, in this, all the stakeholders of the classrooms are coming to the out of box of the classroom situation. So it can create a better inclusiveness. Though there is challenges for infrastructure in rural level schools, in Odia medium schools, in the state government level schools. These are the some challenges that school may face, that every school doesn't have the internet connection, every school doesn't have the infrastructure or the AI systems in the schools even.
Right, sir. So what I'll not do is, I'll not answer these questions. I want the answers to come from the panel itself, but I'm making a note. So in case if the answer doesn't come, then I will also try to answer some of these.
Yes.
Yeah. So ideally, I want the questions and answers both to come from the panel only, and I'll only be the moderator.
Right,
okay.
right, sir.
But your points are valid. I've noted it also.
Yes. These are the questions in the mind regarding AI implementation, sir.
Absolutely, and that's the intent. I kind of opened it up because, so that all these points can come on the table. What are the apprehensions? What are the questions in mind? How do we see AI?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can I? Yeah, ma'am, you wanted to? Yeah. I'll just add on to what Dillip sir said. I would rather, he spoke about the rural schools. I'll speak about the mediocre schools, the middle path schools, tier 3, tier 4 cities, unaided private institutions. So these schools don't face the challenge of not having internet, but they have a challenge. The smart class is a projector which is dependent on if Wi-Fi God is kind enough, it will run properly. So the teacher goes into a 40 minutes class. She has the smart class going on, even if it's a smart Samsung panel. But the Wi-Fi is running and she wastes 10 minutes because it's buffering. 1 class, 2 class, 3 class, 4th class, she said, forget it, let me go back to chalk and duster. So these are some daily challenges which we face. Now, when we tried implementing ERP, okay, now the basic question I have come across, the confusion I've come across from students, parents and teachers, what exactly is AI? We've been discussing AI. 2-3 words everyone knows. I'm telling this from a very mediocre ground level. Coding, robotics, artificial intelligence. These are some 3-4 terminologies which people discuss. Yeah, and cloud-based, correct. And what the teaching fraternity knows commonly, no offense to anyone, okay, I also belong to that only, but I'm saying these are certain challenges which we all, we need to address. If we call tech savvy, then they are very, very friendly on social media, putting a message on Facebook, Instagram, or children for that matter, ChatGPT. AI is ChatGPT. We put a question, it's a upgraded version of Google. These are certain notions which is running in the mind of so-called Gen Z. We are talking, they are very tech savvy. But you come down to tier 3, tier 4 cities, you talk to the students, you talk to the children. They are tech savvy. Where? On Snapchat and Instagram. And the best they know is ChatGPT. And what is ChatGPT? You put the question, teacher ne aaj project diya, question dal do, answer aa gaya. So they don't want to use their brains. So if AI is limited to ChatGPT usage, then I think we are failing. Right? The moment we talk about coding, ma'am, ye bacche kya bade ho ke har koi coder banega. They are not going to become software engineer. Why to pressurize them with that? See, teachers are passionate, but there's a conditioning happening there. What is coding? Java, C++, these are all complicated terminologies. Why to put the pressure on them? What is NAP doing? When if these apprehensions are there, it's not wrong to have these apprehensions. We have questions, then only we'll start seeking answers. Now, who will give us these answers? We ourselves are pretty confused on certain points. I'm sure some of us must have Googled around, We were discussing about experiential learning. We are discussing about AI. So we'll Google. Acha, ye aaj hum log introduce kar rahe, is it coming under experiential learning? So we do sometimes, I'm brutally being honest. And that's why I said I am not representing an international school or a metro city school or what sir said, a rural background. I'm talking about tier 2, tier 3 cities, mediocre schools, teachers, parents. they say that we are advanced, we are progressive, we want development in the school. Parents also want the best, but the moment you tell them that we are coming up with a ERP, oh my God, school abhi fee structure बढ़ा देगा. So क्या है ज़रूरत है? WhatsApp में तो सब message आ जाता है. What is the need? So this is a challenge. Psychometric analysis. We just heard about career assessment. I just spoke about it, right? So it's an AI tool when we are assessing, right? Now, ma'am, you did. I mean, that's a core. I mean, my favorite area. Although I'm not a psychology student, but I've got immense interest in it. I'm reading a lot of it. Now, you must have experienced when you talk about psychology, when there's an assessment going on, you get some answers, you do CBT, whatever. If you tell it to the parents, the analysis, the report, do they accept? Do they implement the purpose, the result? No. So you do a psychometric analysis, you do the career assessment, you get the result, but the parents are like, what's the need of all this bullshit? It's not required. I know my child is 99%, he should be reading science. What's the need of it? So the problem is not with AI. The problem is we are failing to close the loop. We are not able to reach to the core. And any reformation cannot be successful if it doesn't reach to every single child in the country. How will AI reach? Because the ecosystem of Indian education system is vast, diversified, very, very dynamic. How to sort that out?
Yeah. So what you said, and that's what I wrote. In fact, you took the point where Sir raised, even to to a further extent in that sense, right? So this is called digital divide. Okay, that's the term. Okay, and we will talk about it. I've already noted it down, but it's a in terms of people who have it versus people who don't have it. That's the digital divide. Not everybody has got equal access to technology or equal access to AI or any other tools for that matter. And that's the reason a divide gets created. So, like the way haves and have-nots kind of thing. So we'll talk about it. Ma'am, you were saying something.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Just one example, my plate. I didn't want to have the sweet. I didn't want to have the tomato sauce. It's just left behind. AI is something like that. We are not going to use each and every, dimension of it, right? So it will be, it's a spectrum of having from 0 to, say, 100, and you may be somewhere in 20, you may be somewhere in 50, someone will be nearing 90. So it depends on how much of AI are we going to use. For example, being in a well-established school, we can use AI in administrative level, use the ERP and also on. In the teacher's level. Yes, and or else you go for the students to a limit. It's going to be an alternative to learning, So it's not, we are not going to put everything aside and only stick to AI. So it's an alternative. So like recently when I was doing my thesis final round, I had to paraphrase some, quotes and all. And then when I put in ChatGPT, the answers are so vague. I don't mean this, Again, I said, I don't mean this. But ChatGPT is telling me this means this. And no, this does not mean this in my context. So again, I had to paraphrase according to my understanding and what I want to convey. So you see, when you talk of NEP, ma'am spoke about NEP, and when NEP is insisting on critical thinking, creative thinking, problem solving, all these needs kind of human touch, of course, and human understanding. Okay, AI will be surely helping us, but at the end of the day, as you said, how much you are feeding it, how much data you are putting in, that much only you are going to receive. So that critical thinking and all analyzing and all this will remain. To my understanding, AI will be an alternative. It will be helping us out to come up with solutions in a faster time, and maybe gradually accuracy will also enhance. But of course, it has its own challenges. But one thing which we should know is that today, I think in this roundtable, we will focus on our scenario, that is city like Bhubaneswar. If I start worrying about what will happen in Delhi, what will happen in Keonjhar, I think we may not reach to a conclusion, because I'm sure this roundtable will have a concluding note, will come up with some lines of action. That's what I expect, and for that only I've come. So if we are going to conclude, so let us focus on our our own this thing, set up what we need.
Ma'am,
like that.
ma'am,
Yes.
I would like to just quote one thing, please, if you don't mind. The equity, the NEP 2020 emphasizes on equity. So whether it is in Bhubaneswar or it is in the tribality of the Keonjhar, so we have to emphasize the equity also, while considering the inclusive learning and inclusive teaching. So we have to emphasize the rural peoples and those. I was listening to someone that those who are coming from different languages, they don't know Odia and Hindi. They know Santali only. But they come to the general stream of by the government's scheme of TRW schools, or your like Anvesa scheme is there. So these students came to our schools without knowing Odia, without knowing Hindi, English. So the communication here, the AI can help us while going for the multi-language space. So no doubt we appreciate the AI as a tool in the classroom situation, but we have certain demands also as a teacher that AI should AI satisfy, which we are not aware about. Yes.
Thank you, sir. I think I will. There was a beautiful kind of a brainstorming going around, starting from sir to ma'am, and in ma'am adding it up. I just wanted to put a bit amount of a small knowledge that I have in this entire scenario. First of all, we need to understand one thing very clearly: AI. The word AI is still something which 80% software engineers are also in doubt. Why in doubt? Because they still don't know, because I basically come from that division of line, spent almost 9 to 10 years in that industry. The kind of work we did there, the kind of thing when we did a server-based, server moved to cloud, what we call cloud, and it's nothing rocket science. The same server that was maintained and connected through a connection, it was given to a cloud. The same word cloud that comes from is a cloud from where the excess of data becomes faster. And the biggest thing is that there were layers of data accessing which was taking time, so cloud made it easier because it was point-to-point connection that I don't want to go deeper, spending time on the technology. So what exactly AI came in picture and what we would be doing here in school, how much I personally went inside and I researched around. We need to understand, teachers are not going to be replaced by anybody other than God. That's one thing we all need to understand. Other than God, teachers are not going to be replaced by any machine, any robot, anything in this world at all. So teachers will use the brain. What is the challenge now? Try to understand your teachers or I teachers, like if I'll understand my teacher definitely of ma'am's age or anybody over here. So what I understood when my teacher was teaching, the student only knew one thing, that ma'am or sir when he's teaching in the class is the ultimate person of knowledge source. इनके अलावा कोई दूसरा है ही नहीं. इनसे जो पूछना है पूछ लो, इनसे जो पढ़ना है पढ़ लो. So that was the number one point we understood. So for every doubt in the dream, we will dream for our teachers. Tomorrow morning I'll go to my school, I'll ask my teachers because I don't know this. Because I'll search books. Parent would have given 1 book, 2 books. If you have got money, 3, 4 books would be there in your house. But maximum 1 textbook or 2 books. So from there, the evolution got started. COVID, post-COVID, the massive change, and definitely the 5G technology played a very crucial role. I'm directly coming to Bhubaneswar over there. We understand. Try to understand network. 80% places overall India, we have a good network. I have traveled places and I've seen, other than few hilly areas, you don't get internet, but maximum places you still get internet. Yes, bandwidth is a question, what ma'am said, I'll agree to her. We don't get bandwidth everywhere in a possible way. Now the question comes directly to the point. The student actually have become much smarter than their teachers. So what has a teacher lost today? What has a teacher lost today is the respect that teacher used to get 20 years back. 20 साल पुराना इज्जत आज टीचर के पास नहीं है. भले ही आज टीचर के पास PhD डिग्री है जो 20 साल के पहले टीचर के पास नहीं था. एक BSc का सर्टिफिकेट और उससे पढ़ाई होता था. That's where it is. The only biggest challenge today is that they do not respect because they think Google is easier to access. And we ask, if we say Google, our parents will give us a mobile phone. We have access to a private phone where we can play games. We can watch YouTube videos. We can make reels. After class 7, 8, girls and boys, they're happy making reels now because they think it's a better way to earn money also. So the kind of mind they have got now. And let us understand one technical thing. From the womb, there was a round, I was sitting inside, there was a talk, they told that from the womb, there is one particular medicine which I don't know how many of you know. When a baby, when a mother gets pregnant, after 3 months, the first prescription that the doctor writes is folic acid. Folic acid is used to enhance the memory of the child from the mother's womb. That means the child you are getting after 9 months, और exactly in the school after 3 years, 4 साल बाद जो बच्चा ऊम में आपके पास जब आएगा already इतना talented दिमाग से आएगा, and your teacher may or may not be efficient. Exactly to the point, 40 students of the class, what ma'am pointed out, I want to come to that point. 40 बच्चों को संभालने मुश्किल हो जा रहा है, whereas those who are very senior, Odia medium school, back then when I was giving my 10th in the year 99, at that time I knew 120 in one class. 120 बच्चे को एक टीचर पढ़ाता था. आज 25 दे दो, 30 दे दो, बहुत हो गया. So challenge is here, the number one challenge, the students are not at par. So our biggest challenge, we will forget AI. Let's understand the problem. A beautiful person told there, you need to understand the problem, then do the problem solving, then discussing. We are here because we want solution to our problem rather than enjoying a time and going back home. Exactly. So our problem is that the generation of mind of the student has evolved a lot. So what we did 5 years back when AI term was not there, ChatGPT was not there, I personally told my teachers, Arey Baba, go to Google, go to YouTube, see the videos. I personally told my teachers, Arey, see that physics wala, how is he teaching, such beautiful. Learn that style, bachon, kar do, aisa kar do, waisa kar do. And create some kind of an aura where the student would, start following you and understand. And teachers became somewhere smart enough, they did. Somewhere lethargic. Searching was also difficult for them. Let us, I may be blunt, I'm sorry if my language is not acceptable to all. But what I personally felt, then what came? AI came. AI made that searching parameter also easier. So if you understand, AI is making the life much easier than going to Google, thinking what should I type, browsing through the different net. In ChatGPT, you have to search more. I'll tell you how did I use ChatGPT some days back. Physics is my subject, maths is my subject. Just teach trigonometry. You understand the classes of mediocre students, मतलब average वाले बच्चे हैं, ज़्यादा ऊपर नहीं, ज़्यादा नीचे नहीं है. I will write down, get me medium level difficulty question, 10 question from trigonometry class 11, this particular chapter. I get 10, I do a test in the class fast. Over. And then I need more, I do more. Now I'm trying to tell, when I'm teaching, I'm using my experience. Where is the problem? What we want to get is the understanding. See, student will use ChatGPT. The biggest problem of our country, of our place, is something. One simple example I will tell you. There is a beautiful question in class 9 and 11 physics. I don't know how many of you could relate to this. I'll try to make it easier for everyone. A question is, a ball is dropped from a top of a building 14 meter high with the initial velocity of 20 meter per second. This height of the building is 14 meter. What will be the final velocity before it touches the ground? Beautiful question. Suddenly if you put the question, 40 से 39 बच्चा या 40 बच्चा डायरेक्ट फॉर्मूला सोचेगा कौन सा बी डालूं, यू डालूं, एस डालूं, ये डालूं, ये डालूं, खत्म. Nobody is doing the analysis of the frame because the language of English says the ball is dropped. But when it is written, the ball is dropped with an initial velocity of 20 meter per second, 2 meter per second या 20, ball ऐसा नहीं छोड़ा गया, ऐसा छोड़ा गया. क्योंकि जब फोर्स मिलता है तभी इनिशियल वेलोसिटी पैदा होता है, जब छोड़ दिया तो जीरो होता है. Try to understand, this is the frame. If the teacher is able to understand that frame, no AI will speak this. AI will go detailed. So, what is AI for us? AI, very simple. All the principal, founders, chairmen, we all sitting over here. Ask for a lesson plan to your teacher. 50% will submit, 50% will not. AI टेल देम नहीं आता है जाओ चैट जीपीटी जाओ, टाइम सेव करो, घर में बहुत सारा काम है, मार्केट भी जाना है, मूवी भी जाना है, बच्चों को भी देखना है, ट्यूशन भी करना है, सब कुछ करना है. तो एक चीज़ कर लो आप, गो डाउन टू चैट जीपीटी. यू नो उनका लाइफ डिफिकल्ट हो रहा है तो उसको ईजियर कर दो. यू नो मेक इट ईजियर. सी विद दिस एनईपी, विद दिस मोडेलिटीज ऑफ एग्जामिनेशन चेंजिंग, द डेज आर नॉट फार when CBSE examination will be multiple choice entirely. Okay. A time would come, we will be doing multiple choice many a time. My English is not that great. When I might speak, but I write down, I know I'll make grammatical mistake. So when I make a letter, I will put it on the software. Grammarly, there is a software available. I'll put it there to get a grammar corrected. Because when I show it to someone, कोई ये ना बोले कि यार उसको इतना बड़ा स्कूल चला रहा है, इनको एप्लीकेशन लिखना नहीं आता है. So that is how we would try to rectify ourselves and correct ourselves. But the main help what AI can do in terms of writing a better lesson plan, in terms of getting better questions, in terms of getting, but answer, I will agree with you, ma'am. It is again the mind of the teacher that should evaluate before we do the machine. And I'll tell you what happens with AI. AI actually comes from machine learning. Machine learning comes from the logic. The logic basically comes from the electronics terms of and or gates. I'm going back, how did this get evolved? So what machine learning does, with the time, it will get the right answers. It will keep on evolving with it. It's a self-evolving method. अभी क्या होता था पहले आपने जितना input दिया उतना output पड़ा. अभी with your outputs, with your inputs, it will start regenerating its own value slow by slow, and getting the right kind of a answer for you with the time. AI will get mature with time. जैसे छोटा बच्चा है, शायद ये अभी 5-6 साल में है, अभी इतना बड़ा नहीं हुआ है, लेकिन जब ये 25-30 साल का लड़का बन जाएगा तब बहुत आगे होगा. But then still I will say, it will not replace any teacher at all. It will only replace, what it will do, it will make the life. But yes, as a teacher, if you don't be a part of AI, you may not use AI. Don't take an AI. I'll go to class, I'll tell this interactive panel with the voice command, run laws of motion derivation today, and I will sit in the class and sleep. The students are not going to learn with the help of AI. Okay, what I need to do, दिस वर्ड मैंने आपको अभी जो बोला, ये विजुअलाइजेशन जो हो रहा है ना ड्रॉप का, अगर उसको मैंने विजुअलाइज किया बच्चों को, तो शायद वो मीडियोकर का लड़का जो जिंदगी भर फिजिक्स से डरता, वो शायद थोड़ा कम डरे, क्योंकि उसको विजुअलाइजेशन मिला है समझने के लिए. एंड देन breaking down the question. Many of you, we keep on teaching. Please go back to your school and I don't teach, but when I get time, I teach my student at both the schools. But I'll personally tell one thing. NCERT book, sir told NEP, CBSE schools, NCERT is everything for us. Okay. Go back to your class. 10th class, I think everybody, we got started with the 10th class. I think already 5 days, 10 days of syllabus has got started. Go back and ask the first question to the student. Ask them, what is the quantum theory of light? First line. Why I'm telling? I ask, what is the quantum theory of life? I don't know. Maybe what is my personal experience? 90% of the student will say, sir didn't teach. Why not taught? Because it is written in that pink color in the first page of the light chapter. Light chapter में NCERT में एक pink color का दिया है. Inside a box. Very beautiful. Thanks, wonderful ma'am. Thanks a lot. Because light is neither a particle, light can behave like a particle or wave. So two nature makes it a concept, and with a more evolving nature, light is termed to be the quantum theory of the light. Now, no teacher is going to teach that, because no CBSE question is coming from there.
Yes, because it is clear.
Yeah.
No questions will come from the pink box.
No coming. That is the reason. That is the reason teacher are omitting it. But without understanding the nature of a person, how do you study the person?
Sir, that is the depth of NCERT. NCERT never elaborate all this. A lot of things it make in hidden.
Sir, I'll tell you one thing. Suppose I am a teacher. Now, I may not be learned like ma'am. I may not be learned like anyone else. I'm just one example. But why did I tell this? I'm coming to AI. When I read this quantum theory, one word. So definitely as a teacher, if I think, what is quantum theory? If I don't understand, my child would have never understood. So I'll try to put that quantum theory in the chat GPT, in the AI, get some information, and only 2 minutes of class or 1 minute of a class to tell them. 9th class, coaching center like Ellen, Akash, big shots came, and we school people told, they are ruining dummy school, this school, that school. what is, why did they come up? Why did they come? No offense to anyone. They are great. Physics Wala is great. Hats off to, I personally have met him, the founder of Physics Wala. He's a very beautiful person. I'm not telling anything about them, but my point is, we gave a gap. What is the gap? When we, in class 9, we taught graphical method of S is equal to ut plus half it square derivation, only one 15-minute class, d by dx, derivative method with only a formula, x to the power n is equal to nx to the n minus 1, and applying and doing in the board would have given them the foundation class. Yes. Logarithm, in my time, was a chapter in class 10. Is omitted in the book now. Hardly takes one class, a logarithm to be taught. We don't teach. That comes to foundation. We allowed the gap CBSE. CBSE told maximum child should score result. All should pass. It didn't tell you should not learn more. But what we did, and that allowed confidence of teacher, confidence of time. Because try to understand, the biggest challenge is AI that's not going to help us. AI is a sword that we need to carry to the war. We have to carry, आपने अब जंग में जाते हो ना, तो आपने तीर रखा, सोड रखा, बंदूक रखा, आपके जैसा एआई एक और हथियार है, 2-3 हथियार है, वो पावरफुल मशीन गन है जिसको चलाना है. अब हम बोलेंगे उसको नहीं लेंगे, उसको नहीं लोगे तो आप प्रॉब्लम में आ जाओगे. बट उसको चलाना सीखना भी एक बड़ा आर्ट है, विच पीपल लाइक द कंपनीज, good educators, good teachers, good management, school people need to come up. Because we cannot say we will not use, we cannot say we will be away. Ma'am, just coming to you, it may be like down that I don't like a bread, I left it on my table. Sorry, ma'am, I'm just trying to put an example. Yeah, so, but ma'am, my point is, it's fine. When it's all about the education and educating a child, it's not me who doesn't like the bread, but it's somebody, those who like the bread, I may not like the bread, but I have to consume because I'm with the people, those who have to eat their bread. Because that's a demand of time. What personally I felt, I'm much younger to, sorry ma'am if there is anything. So I just wanted, because that is how I personally feel, that if you give a soul to education, if you give a life to education, you understand what you are doing, and you actually want to do good. One thing I believe, it's not about money every time. Because if you have made a school, if you are genuine to it, nothing, you can still earn money. Dummy बच्चा डाल दो, पैसा खुद ऐसे भी कमा लोगे. पैसा कमाना अगर बात है तो we should not sit, we should not teach. And if we are exactly calling ourselves teacher, exactly calling ourselves a person we want to change something, we should change with some ideology. Thank you. I'm sorry I took a longer time.
Sir, can I add few points to what you already said?
Sure.
When we are talking about AI in rural schools, wherever it can be implemented, like as sir said, there is virtual reality. If I want to show some chemical experiments in the lab, and our school institution do not have a space for showing those chemical experiments, then AI tool can help the students. They can see the test tube, this mixture, this is mixed with this and this color acid is resulted.
I agree,
yes.
But sorry ma'am, I will tell one small thing. We can show.
Yes, that
no, but we can show, but
No, the point is, I'm not saying that we will show everything on screen and students will not do. Learning by doing, that is okay.
Yeah.
But there are certain things which we cannot show. Like suppose, I'm showing something at Mississippi. Historical excavations. That can be shown on screen. If I want to show something, virtual reality, Stanford University's some physics laboratory, that we can show our students. I'm not saying the simple experiments not to be done by the students, but that can add. As you said, teachers can add on these all things after doing the required practical experiments inside the laboratory. One most important thing is, we are seeing that the attention span of students is lacking nowadays. And to enhance the attention span of the students, AI tools are very much interesting. Like fun learning takes place, colorful learning takes place, and the attention span increases. And I believe once the attention span of a student increases means 90% of learning takes place. And teacher's job will be very easy. This is one thing. And the learning will be fun. And yes, one most important thing is, as we were discussing about a particular keyword, like you are browsing something and you have given AI moderate range of questions, 10 questions is required, and AI has given you 10 questions. Now suppose, without that, suppose I have read 5 textbooks and all the PDFs are there with me, and I have added all the PDFs into the AI browser, and I want the question from all the 5 books, each book consisting of 500 pages. Is that possible for a human being? Even if I am having the hard copy of all, what I do is I just scan all the copies, pages and the PDF, then I put it in AI browser, and then I get the questions, 10 questions out of all the books, like 10 books. I need 10 questions from 10 books, each book consisting of 500 pages. So that is the advantage or the uniqueness of AI, and we have to agree to that. We are getting the best things. Sir, good question in the sense. No, I am not talking about the syllabus. We are not focused on the syllabus. We are focused the students' conceptual learning. If I am teaching protoplasm is the living substance present in a cell, I am not teaching whatever the sentence is given in the textbook, NCERT book. I am more focused on all 10 reference book which I followed and the student has not followed. I want to give the the existence, key word to the student so that the student will remember forever. I am not saying that my method of teaching is story pedagogy and AI will provide me a story. No, that story I have to frame by basing on my surrounding, my environment. But what I am saying is the work becomes very easy. We see now what is happening. PPT can also be done by AI, and I want PPT of 10 slides within 1 hour. And where I want to show the basic things by which covers many sources. So I have all the sources. I have already read all the sources. I know all the books, what is written in the book, that I know. And then I will tell AI to prepare a PPT of 10 slides. Then only I can explain much better where I am going to present, and my work will be easier. Otherwise, I may miss out certain points which are there in other books. So I feel AI is unique. AI should be followed in all the educational institutions, and the basic way is, if we say teachers' teaching strategy is different, that is individual. No two teachers can be equal. My method of teaching will definitely vary from the other's method of teaching, even if, say, same AI tool, same content is given to both the teachers, then also it will vary. So let us keep that variation, that individual style within us, and then we will add on AI into our teaching methodology. Then the teaching methodology will be definitely a fun learning, lifelong learning. That's what I believe. Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you. Since we are talking about physics and mathematics and biology so much here, my question will be, what about the liberal studies? What about languages? What about literature? How much can AI help in that? I'm confused. I'm a literature person. I'm confused regarding total implementation AI in the teaching learning process. I am hearing gradually that Australia's colleges are banning mobile phones inside colleges because it is limiting creativity in the children, and plus there are other dimensions. Scandinavian countries are right now going back to chalk and duster. They are going back. They're banning the tabs which were every child played because it is tampering with the creativity. In school, we have a poster making competition. 9 out of 10 children have downloaded something from the internet. That is exactly what they reproduce. So I think it has to be a very judicious mixture of human-driven teaching and AI. It cannot be only AI. Like Einstein had said that technology is a wonderful servant, but a very bad master. So let us not make AI our master. Let it be our tool, a servant in our hands to help us with the day-to-day processes of administration, record keeping, because it makes equitable division of distribution of education across strata. That is how it should be, I think.
Ma'am, I would like to what ma'am said.
in scientific method. Ma'am, what I did, I took out a letter from ChatGPT, and trust me, it was a very generic one, very basic one. I, as a literature student, would never write like that, a letter like that.
AI cannot compete with individual creativity.
Absolutely.
That is 100% correct.
Absolutely.
But there are scientific methods to teach innovativeness, creativity, and language as well. So the same AI tool can be used in language as well.
What I'm saying is, let that creativity be a fallout of our own creativity, not adapted or adopted from technology again.
Ma'am, it's basically like if AI is taken just as an enabler, and you cannot ever negate the personal connection. What's said that these days we are losing respect for teachers. Why? Because students already know that the questions which my teacher is giving, that is from Google. You give them Adi Sharma, they know ki we will put it on Google or ChatGPT, we get all the solutions out. But if the teacher is innovative enough to compile from 5 different books, putting in effort, that will show. And then the next part, as rightly said by ma'am, attention span of students is very low. So we show something, a video. You said that we show them Stanford University and we talk about, or for history, for example, we show them a story. The point is attention span is truly very low. So when a half-an-hour video is being shown or 15 minutes video is being shown, even if it's on photosynthesis, whatever, the job of the teacher is, as rightly said by sir, you have to pause and demonstrate. If experimentation is possible, even if there's a smart class, even if a video is going on, even if the problem is getting solved on ChatGPT, next day, the teacher has to engage the child, asking him to come over to the board and do it. Solve it there. That's how the child gets involved. Attention span, the mental alertness also comes because the teacher is pausing the video. The teacher is calling the child by name. You come here, use the board, use it, touch it, talk, use your hands. Then the mental alertness comes in the classroom. AI is there. Language, literature, I truly agree, ma'am. The creativity is going on. We have the system of when we ask the students of grade 8, 9, 10 to have a self-reflection on result analysis, self-analysis, when they have to present a PowerPoint presentation where they'll be mentioning what I did, what's my score, what's my next goal, why I failed in this area, and what is my strategy. So initially when we started, I saw it was purely that put this, they know how to make beautiful AI and generated PPTs, and the terminologies in all the slides of strategies was same.
This is only
That's what I got hold of. That means it is copied.
Ma'am, AI is a tool only. As we use teaching aid in the classroom, this is one kind of that we can
aid.
use.
It's an enabler. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Like one example, there are palm leaf manuscripts. Students are working on those palm leaf manuscripts. What they are doing, those were 4,000, 5,000 old manuscripts. What they are doing, they are just scanning the manuscripts. I've seen, that's why I'm sharing this. My son is doing this. Now, what he is doing, all the 300 manuscripts of a particular thing. Suppose Jayadeva's Gita Govinda. Suppose 300 people has written. All the manuscripts are scanned. And then AI tool enables to find out the best part of all the 300 manuscripts. The work becomes so easy. So we cannot say no. People are using it in a very positive way. And if we see positivity, then it's much more.
Correct. And yeah, before I just come to ma'am, sir.
You may say that in 300 pages it is difficult to find out, but the teacher will or anybody will read out. Then they will know, they have the idea about what is the difference. Now the connectivity, what you are saying, just to compare the before COVID and after COVID. What is, I am thinking that the concentration it loses. For this, not only the technology is responsible, but also the parents. Because these technologies they are getting, the most of the parents, they are giving the technology, do it. So students also, they are also easygoing, they are not going. In the classroom technology, it is difficult what happens, what I am finding. Because at the latter part of my life of the education, because I am 65 plus, and I am actually, I saw that sometimes I am thinking that thank God, it is over my life of the teaching life, because now the teachers, they are also easygoing. What you are saying that you give the pause, no teacher is giving the pause, unless until the principal will take the round, what are you doing?
That's where the bond
And
is
the
lacking.
teacher, those who are not prepared, I am telling you, they are not prepared, it is going, smart board is there, put it.
That is
And
individual difference.
I'm saying that nowadays most of the places, I have most of the places, madam, what I'm saying, I'm not saying my school or your school, it is most of the teachers, nowadays teachers, they are not ready to prepare, what sir is saying, because there's a lot of work, that's why they want to use that technology to get it. Lesson plan, they will get it, but they don't know what they are going to teach, because they are not going thoroughly to teach that one. So you use that technology, you do all these things, but as an assistant you take, as a tool you use it, but regularly whatever the human work, it is not a replaceable, and we can't.
It's very difficult to listen against teachers.
Yeah, in fact,
Against teachers' ethics.
yeah. So
I want to add something. Sorry, we had to go to the other side. We were called over there, so
correct.
Excuse
Just
me.
one point before you start, and actually I have to give it to ma'am first before it comes to you. And but ma'am, just before you start, I just want to make one point which came out, because I also want to kind of conclude some of these discussions which are happening, because some interesting discussion happened for a long time. You contributed a lot, you did a lot, and then you also chipped in. So one thing, like which came out as the outcome or the learning of this entire discussion is that teacher has been seen as a knowledge carrier, right? And that's why teacher has also been getting the kind of respect which everybody gives a teacher, right? Now, over a period of time, or especially in today's time, now what has happened is the knowledge itself is not the edge which teacher is carrying, because that knowledge is also present, whether you use Google or you use now AI tools, Chat GPT and all. So the dependency on teacher only to get the knowledge is diminishing, right? Or it has diminished completely, like depending on how much access I have to technology and all that. But so there are two things. One is what, and second is how. What is something which is available even to students? So he is no longer dependent on the teacher, but the how, why. That's something which a teacher only can do. AI tool can't do that. And that's where the USP or the edge of the teacher continues to be there, provided the teacher also upgrades themselves. You're right. Okay, because if the teacher also is dependent on Chat GPT, a student is also using Chat GPT, so Chat GPT se question loga, Chat GPT se answer aega. Or, so it's about the teacher, right? So how you are using technology, because student, whether you will use technology or not as a teacher, a student will use it. And since student is going to use it, you can't stop it. So it's better that teacher starts understanding how to use it. And, like we had a situation in which you gave the example of questions coming out of Chat GPT or something, right? But finally, the selection of those questions, are we doing it blindly? Any 10 questions comes, you just push it to the students? Or are you evaluating, are you looking at those questions? Are you selecting 5 questions out of that? Are you validating whether those questions are right? Is there any, issue in any of those questions? That's what teacher needs to do. So they also need to do more value addition rather than doing that mundane work in terms of, like setting up a test paper or something. Yes, ma'am, over to you.
Thank you. Slowly the room went up to a PTM, principal teacher's room, at the day the results comes out. So actually we are slightly, I think, deviated from what we were supposed to discuss. It is AI-powered learning. So we are talking about how AI can empower learning, so as teaching. So AI is a part of our life. It is going to be even stronger. We cannot deny it, right? And there are few very generally, because this is not exactly only pertaining to schools, it is for colleges, students, teachers, everybody. So it provides a very personalized experience for each child in its own pace, own strength, own capabilities, and their own style. The child goes on searching again and again to get the right thing. So that is again enhancing, and it's a tool which AI helps. And the child himself or herself finds out their strengths and weaknesses. If they're wrong, why? If they're right, why? This I'm talking from a child who is eager to learn. We cannot generalize it to every student suppose ma'am spoke about 40 kids in a classroom. My school has 25 kids in a classroom, so we can't expect everybody to use everything and reach in one pace. All of us have a walking pace. we will go accordingly the way it takes us. Bhubaneswar schools will go in their own pace. Kalahandi schools will go in their own pace. Balangi schools will go in their own pace. So we cannot all say or demand from AI that, one fine morning, 15th of August, the flag waves and, AI takes over. We cannot do that. It has its own style of operating, and when we cannot deny, we also cannot say AI can replace everything. A teacher in the classroom or a principal in the school or a director or a chairman in the school to take all decisions. So it cannot be that. Today, I don't know what will happen after 50 years, maybe that may happen also. So for a faster improvement of every child, so as teachers, I think AI will help, and we should take it in a way where we need the help. Just because AI is there is a smart board in the classroom, or there is this thing, the teacher should not go every morning. Even if I don't prepare, there is something, I will go switch on the computer and children will see and go back home. So that is something which we have to understand. The classroom has to be very engaging, entertaining for the child. For that, AI can be one tool, where we say again, AI powered learning. So AI is empowering the teacher, AI is again empowering the students. So, and it is something very important that AI gives a very quality education anywhere, anytime, because suppose we have access, being in Bhubaneswar or any other metro city, access to books, access to internet, but in a rural area, maybe that is not there, but the child is eager to learn. The teacher is eager to understand what is a classroom strategy, which they don't know. AI helps there in empowering the education system. That's what I would like to.
Absolutely, ma'am, and yeah. So thanks. In fact, you also again brought another point. Basically, I'll not say AI provides top quality education or top quality solutions, but at least, it provides a standard base level thing. And especially teachers or these schools who don't have adequate or the right teachers who are experienced enough, that's where the AI becomes more helpful, because the teachers who are already at the top end, their dependency on AI is less. And so there are some, not all teachers can be the same. The way not all students are the same. So some teachers will need to use AI more to kind of come up to a certain level. Some teachers will need it less because, they understand it anyways better. They are anyways at the top end. And that's where it can also help plug that gap between a very good school and a school which is absolutely at the bottom end. And the school which is at the top end may improve by 5% with use of these AI tools, but the school which is at the bottom end may actually end up improving by 20 or 30% with the aid of these AI tools. That's the point. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I'm sorry. We had to go over to the other end for some award ceremonies. So I was just listening. I was late, but what I could grasp is there was some contention about AI in our learning process. As a new school at Cohen, we want to use AI, and we are using AI as an enabler and an enhancer. So how it is going to happen? Artificial intelligence as a subject is being taught, let's say from grade 9 to 12. Few days back, China has announced that AI is a must, is a mandatory subject for all school students. So, that is where the world is going to. Talking about education in a school and how we can utilize those tools to become personalized. AI can be a great enabler and can bridge the divide. In a classroom, not everybody is highly qualified. There are different skill levels of every child. If we use AI tools, like for example, in Cohen, we have utilized something called as LIA, Learning Involving All. It's an incubated startup. We are near to the IIT Bhubaneswar, so we have implemented this. This is a gamified AI toolkit, basically. So what happens is every 10 to 15 minutes, there are a lot of questions which comes up, which assures that every child gets involved in those questionnaire. Every child answers. So what happens with that is many fail, many pass, many are not giving the right answer, subjective, objective, whichever. But this way, at least, AI is helping us to know where the subject knowledge is about. Okay? So that is one. Second is, AI as such for skill development, like what we do is we got a center of excellence. We got 1,100 square feet of aerospace integrated lab in our school. And we ask our students to come up with platforms, Arduino-based, AI-based platforms, miniature robots basically. And our kids are doing a marvelous job in that. We have to utilize certain skill sets, we have to empower them so that we do. But it's a great thing. If we empower, if we enlighten the minds of a grade 6, grade 7-year-old with AI knowledge, I think it is enhancer. It is really helping. But there are a lot of issues in that also. I mean, how much of data we are getting in is how much of data is going to go out. I mean, AI is what? It's algorithm, computations, okay? So if the data itself is wrong, the computation, of course, goes haywire. So it is a responsibility. I mean, it can never, ever replace what a teacher does inside the classroom, he or she, whatever it does. But it will, if we use it in a proper fashion, it will really empower our students. So we are for it, and I think we have to embrace it with both hands. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
I think this is a brainstorming session. I think maybe I can conclude the session with, I'll defer you all the teacher principals, no? I'm the entrepreneur. I can say either the government is saying skilling, and the other side the government is saying AI. If you'll introduce the AI, then how the student or a teacher will have more skill? AI is a tool, it is just like a brain paralysis. As an entrepreneur, because you people are, with due respect, you all are the principals, no? I am giving advice to my principal and our teachers, no? Don't use AI. Use audio-visual, that is what is there inside your syllabus. Audio-visual, you do in the small, like interactive panel or that smart board. Before doing the practical, you show them, then you go to the practical, it is easy. But AI, when it will helpful, I think when the student will come up to after plus 2 science, the graduate, when he is going to graduate science, no? So AI is more applicable for that stage, but not in the early stage. It will just like paralyzing the brain. And the teachers also, they don't have the passion to improve themselves and innovative skills, like they have knowledge, but teachers are the good soul. Teachers are the good soul. They have knowledge, but interest है, involvement है, but innovation skill, AI आने के बाद क्या करेंगे? Innovation तो नहीं होगा.
I certainly agree to certain extent. Research level, mostly I again go back to like how Vikas sir told in the beginning. He has a passion also, I know. Introduced Cambridge, IB, Australian Board, Oxford. See, there what exactly happened in the MYP program as well as in the IB program, they have a research-driven learning completely. They are introducing AI is no doubt it, but schools such where KG.
Yes. Not from the KG to 10. My question is that I will object in front of the government or wherever it will, from the KG to 12 standard, there is no need of AI. It is the only need of, but it is need of only the ICT tool, tool-based education.
But I'll just tell you here, sir, it's an internal information. The government of Odisha is introducing and launching very soon with an 837 school AI program.
Yeah, then
they have resource, but they don't have trainers.
I am saying
and
that.
It is short information I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'll
837 government school, they are going to launch AI.
It is like Adarsh Vidyalaya. Now it is going just like a dump. So that is also
so to certain extent what sir is saying is true.
I'll say that computer, the table, it is all are looking like a INOX cinema hall.
Like a cineplex.
Yeah. So our schools are, madam school and your schools are not like cineplex, but it is a Gurukul. Our teachers are doing. They're doing everyday exercise, everyday, the day for yesterday, what they taught to the students, they are brainstorming. Then again, from the tomorrow classes, what they will do, what they will teach.
Understanding of the concept is wrong. Here we are thinking that AI is going to take over teachers,
No, that's not possible at all.
That won't possible. Not won't. Never possible. Never possible.
We are talking about AI learning.
Learning, empowered learning, yes.
No, empowered learning also up to 12th standard is not required.
We are not talking here exactly to implement this in a school to do this.
Yes, yeah. Global, yeah, learning,
No,
yes.
sir,
Learning in
sir's
general.
point is,
Learning in
sir,
general
point is
yeah,
something
yes.
different. When we develop the brain of the child within a certain culture, within a certain environment, within certain, playing ability or jadoi pitara like that.
Yes.
So in that time, sir's point is that in that time, if we will put the AI, that might hamper the brain power of
Thinking
the child.
paralyzed. Thinking just like paralyzed.
That is sir's.
As simple as that.
Because a student grown up. That is the naturalism method of teaching. When we exactly, sir. In the method of naturalism, method of teaching, हमें ये पढ़ाया गया था कि जब हम छोटे बच्चे को आग के पास ले जाते हैं तो वो हाथ लगाने को कोशिश करता है. अगर मदर कहता है, डरावना आवाज़ भी करता है, हु करके मत पकड़ना, बट जब तक वो नहीं पकड़ लेता तब तक वो उसको डरता नहीं है. तो जब वो पकड़ लेता है, एक बार टच कर देता है, तो दैट इज कॉल्ड नेचुरलिज्म. तो अब हम प्रैग्मेटिज्म मेथड ऑफ टीचिंग पे आए तो वहाँ सर का पॉइंट ये है कि वो नेचुरलिज्म मेथड ऑफ टीचिंग को लॉस ना किया जाए. तो उस पे क्या होगा,
उसमें इनोवेशन स्किल ज्यादा होगा.
राइट
उसमें ज्यादा
सर, इट इज वेरी सिंपल. जब बच्चे पैदा होते थोड़ा बड़ा हो जाएंगे, उस हर टाइम उसका मामा पापा को पूछता, पापा 8 अकाउंट एवरी डे, he could thousands of course. AI give that answer on that time. No, and that he also not receiving that answer. I see.
So it is just like GST.
Right. That is a limitation. That is a very
go to that school, Bachpan school. My son is in
thoughtful,
school.
very thoughtful.
Always, Papa, what he's doing, what is every time, what is that light?
Exactly.
If you will not give the answer and you get the answer from the AI also, he will not satisfied. At the time that AI, not AI is there.
Sir,
so that affection,
sir, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ପଚାରିବେ,
Sir, ଗୋଟେ minute, sir. It is just like GST policy. 2017, it was implemented. Till now, it is addition, deletion, and to NEP 2020, only 5 years gone. So another, yet to come another 20 years. Then only the AI will implement it. Thank you.
ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ସାର୍ଙ୍କୁ ଟିକେ ସାର୍ ସମସ୍ତେ ଟିକେ ସିରିୟସ୍ ହେଇଗଲେଣି, ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ହସେଇ ଦିଏ ସାର୍. ସେ କଥା ହେଉଛି ସାର୍ ଯେତେବେଳେ କହିଲେ ଯେ ଛୋଟ ଥିଲାବେଳେ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାର
AI समझ सकता हूँ लेकिन मुझे फिर
सॉरी आई एम कमिंग इन हिंदी. सर इन हिंदी आई एम कमिंग. सर ने बोला कि जब
अच्छा
मैं
करेक्ट
मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि थोड़ा हंस लेते हैं. सर ने बोला कि जब छोटा बच्चा जो है अलग अलग बातें करता है, बहुत बातें पूछता है. मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि जब हमारा भी एक स्टेज आ जाएगा, जब हम पूछते रहेंगे तो उसके पास भी टाइम नहीं होगा. हमारे पास टाइम नहीं होता. जब छोटा होता है ना बच्चा, वो बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन पूछता है. जब हम 80s 90s पे आ जाएंगे, जब हम पूछते रहेंगे वो सर
Okay. So now
AI will not satisfied at the time.
Yeah. So if I
cannot satisfy.
Okay.
CBSE का just like the CC pattern.
Sir, you take it. I'm going to change your heart for what I said. Another 20 years.
Okay.
So how to utilize the AI?
Okay. So if we can come back.
How to utilize the AI?
Can we just come back? Yeah. Yeah, so before we conclude, so what we have discussed till now, and in fact, while Sir has changed the tone a bit, and I'm not disagreeing with him, first of all. So I'm not disagreeing with you, sir. And good. Anyways, I was also wanting to bring that point in some way or the other. So till now, the way, the discussion happened, almost everybody sees the acceptance of AI. Nobody is talking about that AI will replace teachers and all that. But the consensus is that AI is a helpful tool. If we use it rightly, it can help teachers become more efficient. It can help learning become more efficient. We can take students to a next level. So these are the positive ways, but it's all depends on how you use it. If you totally depend on it, if you feel a teacher can only depend on Chat GPT and teach, obviously it will not serve the purpose. So a teacher will have to apply his own mind. That will give the teacher an edge, and then teacher will still be respected even despite of all these AI, Google, Chat GPT and all, because the value which a teacher will bring in the class cannot be done by any of the AI systems. That's the part one of it. Now on part two, starting with what Sir said, like any other technology, AI is also not something which has only got all great things about it. There are some elements which can be, like the way it can be used, it can also be misused. The way it has got benefits, it has also got certain elements which are actually a downside. Though finally, it will all depend on the use and all, and how do we manage it. But there are definitely some negative connotations which are attached to the AI. Ma'am brought out one point which I also, personally agree with, is in terms of the dependency on AI impacting creativity, right? So I would like to take views of each of you or most of you on these elements, what are the downsides or what are the potential downsides of AI, which we must be very, see, because the more we are aware of these downsides, we can use it in a better way. If we just blindly feel AI boss solution for everything, it's the best thing which happened to us, then obviously we are falling into a trap. So on this side, I just open the forum again so that we have a balanced view. We should not kind of go only in one direction, but have a more balanced view of everything. No, sir, I'm inviting views on this. What?
Definitely, as a helping tool, it is very nice. Sometimes what sir said as a technology.
It's a roadmap.
And what madam said that in the rural areas, the students, they are not getting these things, it will help. No doubt it is helpful. I'm not saying disagree. But how to use it, that is mainly.
So one of the downsides, maybe it's cost effective, that everyone cannot afford it.
Yes.
Not necessarily every school can afford having AI. Not necessarily every home can afford. Not necessarily every parents can support their children with AI tools. So this is certainly cost effective.
I can add here, it's not possible in an entire educational group, I can say. I mean to say, everybody cannot get the benefit out of it. Like this, the government schools or the underprivileged students, they cannot get. They cannot get. It's maybe this.
And also, it's not going to replace the experiential learning, as well as it will not be the practical hands-on learning. This two, for sure, AI cannot help. So this is just a view.
I would like to add a point. Before some months, I have installed an app called Suno. Okay. I just prompted a theme, like compose a romantic song based on rag this or based on these notes. Then within a few seconds, it composed a song, beautifully composed. Okay. So, Hindi, English, anything. It also composes in Odia. Suno. Okay. I can, if time provides. Okay. So, the creativity of a musician or music director or a lyricist goes away. Their livelihood may be in question.
Okay.
I think I completely agree. What ma'am told, that is the biggest factor. Cost is definitely going to play a role. I would like to add what ma'am said. My personal opinion, AI should not be used in language. Not at all. Not at all. Because language is language is never a subject. Language is never a subject. Language is, when you speak, it doesn't communicate, it says about your personality also. So it's all about a human, yeah. Yeah, so when there is a language, personally my opinion is that a subject like English, subject like Hindi, Odia, Sanskrit, wherever there is a language, because it's a beautiful subject. Being a man of science, I love literature like anything, because it's basically a beautiful subject. Without the, Einstein even said, without knowing literature, you cannot speak physics.
In language also it can be used if we...
Sorry, ma'am, I'll just...
The point is, you said we cannot use it in literature and language. I don't agree with your statement because language is also a subject. Now NEP is saying language can also be taught in the classroom in a scientific way. See, language doesn't always mean creativity. Every time creativity is not 100% of any language.
Yeah.
Like
sorry to interrupt. Only one line I'll tell, man. Only one line. When a child is small, when he is in, like those who belong to Department of English or anybody is loving English can help me with this.
Yes.
When a child is small, child comes up in KG, standard 1, standard 2, or till the child is in still standard 2, father will tell one thing. But the child will, father, what is this? Do you know this is an object? Okay. Yes. What subject did your teacher teach? Now math, science today was taught. Suddenly the child goes to class 3, or Odia child. Teacher tells, do you know in this sentence this is subject, this is object, this is verb, this is noun. Now ma'am, the biggest challenge of we Odia, I am not speaking about any other state. Let me come down to this. Today if I am speaking this, there was a time when I used MTI like anything. Shart, dance. So this was my, though coming from an English medium school background, I had to do a lot to improvise my speaking skill. I would tell you one thing, the biggest challenge because what is language? Ma'am, language is, tomorrow when somebody becomes an engineer, a doctor, a scientist, maybe some designer, maybe something, musician, whatever, when he's giving an interview, when he's presenting something, today I'm speaking in front of you, becoming a owner of a school, I am communicating in English to put to you very clearly, understandingly, and I want to make sure that what I think you can understand. So this is where the language is. Try to understand what, again ma'am, when I went to that physics question, my point was again the same.
Yes.
Why we are teaching, at the end, after 10 years, what is the result?
Yes.
So the beauty of that language of English, or especially Odia,
maybe Odia.
Or Odia or Hindi.
Suppose I am taking a Odia class and I am teaching Bhanja Sahitya. I am from a government school of a rural district of Odisha, that is Koraput. So I am a product of government UP school, ME school, then government girls high school, Koraput. Now see, my point is, if I am teaching about Bhanja Sahitya in a classroom, I am not creating Bhanja Sahitya. It is already existing. So my point of talking about this is, there are certain things which are existing in literature. For those things, we can use artificial intelligence. Like, while teaching physics, biology, chemistry, we are using. In the same way, it can be used. If you say, in science, we do not have creativity, then you are wrong. I don't agree with that also. Even if I am a biology teacher, I use my creativity in the classroom. While teaching cell also, I have to use my creativity. How can you say, while teaching biology, I don't use any creativity? So creativity is mine. Whatever may be the subject, it can be Odia, English, Hindi, any subject, even physical education, even music, even dance. Now, students are opting physics and music. Now, they are saying this Odissi music is having this much of frequency, and that is why the song goes in this way. And the frequency of this Hindustani music is this. So, the song goes in this way. So, my point of saying this is, I should be thorough in both the subjects. I should be thorough in my subject. It might be physics, chemistry, biology, English, Odia, doesn't matter. When I will use AI tool, when my creativity is not required. That means in that particular area, while teaching a particular area or giving a concept where creativity is not required, I will not say 1 + 1 = 4, right? That is already there. So those portions which are existing in the language or literature can also be taught by using this. But creativity part is aside. That depends on the teachers. That is what I wanted to say. It is same for all the subjects. We cannot say in mathematics teaching creativity is not required. Do you agree with me, sir?
I agree.
Yes.
No, ma'am, I completely
Then
agree.
it's,
Science is all about creativity, but only for the point that we are discussing is that language subject, because the AI, because
whatever is existing.
see,
that's
because
what
ma'am,
I'm saying.
my teacher of my English teacher once happened to be the principal of BGM school, Mr. G. Thangadurai. Okay,
Achha,
he is
okay.
my teacher,
Nice to know.
and and he is the mentor to the school now also. Okay,
Very good.
so Mr. G. Thangadurai, when he used to teach English, he will dance in the class.
Yes, that's
He will
what I was
dance.
going to say.
He was
Yes.
dancing, so that
Sir,
dancing AI will not do for me.
Sir, you
that
are from
beautification.
sir, you are from physics background, so I will tell you Richard Feynman. You might have heard about his name.
Yeah.
The greatest physics teacher of the world. He used to hang in the classroom just to teach the students how pendulum works. Now we don't have that facility in the classroom.
This tool helps you.
That is what I am saying.
Science, I am not telling, ma'am. I'm speaking about language only.
It's okay. Thank you. I suppose I conveyed my message. Thank you.
Ma'am, I would just like to include one small thing. Since you said creativity, won't be harmed with AI, language and literature and all, we can be given by AI tool. Just to bear my. Yeah. No, you said no. AI, language can be taught, and language and creativity. For that manner itself, if I just say AI to just to know which color is sky. So it will just give me a blades that sky is blue. Now draw it as blue. But I believe my sky is pink. If I relate to sky is pink movie, I would say no, sky is pink for me. So but AI cannot give me that driven thing of my own mind creativity that why I'm putting sky as pink. So definitely AI is a definite tool which will bridge the gap between the educators and the students. It will, but for science, for maths, which are theorem based, which is like history and geography, which is facts and figures based, it's going to definitely help. But for language and all, it becomes very difficult for us to get the ideas from the mind and put it in the plate that way.
There is different areas. Suppose in language subject, a person who don't know Oriya, English and Hindi, AI there can be help to that student. That suppose a rural student is coming, a Santali student is coming. He sir don't know Oriya. If he would have had AI translator, sir could have understand it. So there AI can help to the different sectors.
Do you think language teachers are always more creative than
No, absolutely not, ma'am. But the point is, I would understand the reasonings and the creativity side which they will portray, and the child itself. See now, like someone of us mentioned, attention. Now we have very low attention in students. Now that's why we have, our schools have now launched this much. A student class to a teacher ratio, it has to be this much and this much. Like sir said, 120 students sitting in one classroom. That is what is explaining the gap between us. That AI will definitely not get it. Yes, it can bridge the tool. Definitely will bridge the gap, which the student wants to portray to the teacher, and the educator wants to portray it back to the student. That can be done, but AI can be a model, AI can be a tool. But yes, it can be only
tool
exactly.
And teaching at.
sky is pink, we can also say lip is yellow in color.
Definitely, that's your color.
Yes.
Imagination, of course, that cannot be controlled by AI.
That is visualization also.
Yes.
Visualization.
I'd like to add one more down side of it. Since we are discussing the downsides, not exactly downside, I'd rather put it as a challenge, is the hands-on training. Since we are saying that it's a tool, it's an enabler, all of us agreed that it's a tool and it should be used, and it should be used in a certain way. But what is that way? So that way, a training is required. Again, as I said in my initial introduction, that the ecosystem of Indian education system is very diverse. So the hands-on training for the enablers, the teachers, has to be customized. So if companies like Samsung or those who actually innovate on AI, if they can customize as per Indian ecosystem, so I will rather put it like not artificial intelligence, something like accessible intelligence, AI. It's more accessible to the teachers depending on which part of the ecosystem they belong to. So the teachers from ODM, the teachers from Cohen, the teachers from Bolangir, Koraput, the teachers from Cuttack, teachers from block level, everyone has a different challenge. All want to learn AI, but they don't know how to do it. So if that training is customized to suit the language, to suit the pace of the certain ecosystem requirement, then probably the amalgamation can be beautifully done. That's what I feel.
We don't know much about AI and don't implement.
Exactly. If we have the right training, ma'am, and as I said, ecosystem-wise, things will be much more simple. And that goes on to the students and parents. Frequency of training should be more. Yes, and not that PPT.
Sure. So if we can, so first of all, okay, ma'am.
I think today's topic is AI-powered learning. I am completely agree with that. The learning is empowered by AI because in our school we are already using 42 panels. When in a class there is no panel, students are coming to my room. Madam, why you have not given a panel to us? Because all the questions they are getting very easily, and when the classroom is very much interactive also. Suppose that some ma'am has told, suppose the teacher is not having the proper content, she is using the AI in the classroom. Yes, sometimes the teachers are coming with certain family stress or whatever, they are coming, but immediately they are managing the class, immediately. And the arrangement in any class, we are, but I am 100% agree that learning is empowered by AI. So many discussions are going on, but I am in support of AI. Sir, teachers, sir, yes, sir. Very good.
Okay, yeah. So now, we are also supposed to end this session and conclude it. First of all, personally for me, it was a very engaging session and I could hear, good views, positive views, some alternate views also which came on the table with lot of passion and conviction. So, which was a good. So, I got what I was looking at, so much of learning, which could have, as I said, could have taken me more than a year otherwise. So, I got that in 2 hours' time. And I'm sure all of you also must have got some takeaways, some experiences of others, which you will also kind of carry back with you, which can be useful for your own institutions. In terms of concluding the way, the discussion happened, I think everybody sees value in AI. Nobody is trying to run away from it. It's a tool, it's an assistant, it's a technology which we can use. The only thing is we should know how to use it. Where should you not use it also, because, the overuse or, using it in a way so that it starts impacting the learning ability of a child, especially the moment it starts impacting the creativity. Those are the elements, where we will have to keep a check on it, because a student may not look at these aspects. They may go for something which is more easy. Okay? And going for that easy thing will actually hamper their progress in the long run, which they may not understand right now. But as head of institutions, head of businesses, you understand it better, what is good for them and all that. So, and then there are elements like digital divide, which did not got covered. But basically, whether AI will reduce the digital divide, it means the gap between students who have access to technology versus who don't have access to technology, or will it widen it? If I present my own personal view, I think with the advancement of technology, advancement of smartphones getting into every home, the network accessibility, and while we did had examples of Wi-Fi not working and all that, which is also a fact, but at least in some way or the other, students do have, if they can make reels, so they can also use ChatGPT and other tools if they want to. And in terms of the cost, which was also discussed, so while there are many tools which are license-based for which a institution needs to kind of buy and implement it, but then there are also free tools which are available, which may not be like so effective, but at least that base level thing, it is available. For example, ChatGPT has got a paid version, but it has also got a free version, and even the free version is also like not bad. It's also decent enough, while the paid version obviously comes with like too many more features and all, no limitations in terms of its usage and all. So net AI is going to stay. The better we understand it, the better we understand how to use it, we will be able to use it more effectively for our students, for ourselves. We can make the learning more fun. We can create have more attention span of students also. So all those things are possible only when we are not trying to kind of run away from it, understand it better, understand how we are using it more intelligently, and that's where teachers will have the edge. So it's an assistant. It's not a replacement, it's an assistant, but then you should know what work you need to take from your assistant. That's how I see it. So with this, we can end this session. Thank you very much to everyone for being here and for making it so interactive. Thank you.